Hello and welcome to the Magic of Boot 67th episode. Ronnie here. I have Shudipta. How are you?
I got the goat haircut.
Oh, for a second I thought it's Amy Martinez one. Uh,
Oh well,
all
it
you need
it
to
looks
do is
like that actually. Yeah,
oh,
I would
just a bit
probably
of
do
color.
that actually. It will be fun. It's a holiday season.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we did cover a little bit of World Cup final. We talked about emotional stuff and can we want to cover a little bit of tactical side, whatever happened, and probably cover the wild reception that the Argentine side is getting as well, and some of the
I wonder actually how many people has died so far. What I have seen like when you thought like, okay, this is enough. Like this, you have seen everything. Argentine always like came up with something
better
else.
standard. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, feel free to add anything we want to talk.
Uh, yeah, I agreed with you. Like last time, basically, my head was empty for basically
Well,
2 days. Could not turn around anything. Actually, did not do anything.
oh well,
Uh,
I'm not out of that situation yet. Like 100%, I'm not.
no, so am I
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Like there are so many stuff to do for me, but I could not do anything at all. You know.
Yeah, I think that's not good. But anyway, um,
But it's a holiday season as well, so you know.
well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Let's probably jump into some of the discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, I just should I open the technical board because we are going to go on the board actually. So
I hope so. Yes, please.
uh, okay, yeah, it was an interesting game. I saw actually so many like interviews of different ex-players, commentators, and stuff like that. What
Ex-players
they were.
normally doesn't. They're not that tactical
No,
geek
no, not at all.
like us. We're different
Yeah,
breeds.
yeah. Also, I guess like the guys from Tifo IRL, they are also like really technical geeks. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you have shared with me an interesting one.
Yeah, that's one of the Tifo
Um,
guy
yeah, I guess, but he missed some point actually
for sure.
as well. But it's a 120-minute games and so many stuffs were happening, so it's okay. But here he was covering most of it actually. So can you see?
Yep.
Yeah, basically that was our. If anyone of our audience is wondering, you can see that actually it is untouched since that final prediction. Yeah, this is it. Rabiot was there, right? So
Yep.
Fofana came
Later on.
later actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Di Maria just a switch. Sorry, not this switch actually. Yeah, I guess this is the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a bit switch. Is it? Yeah. That was sort of the situation in the final. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this is how both of the team looked like. I guess Upamecano was there, and he saved actually France quite a few times in the first half. And
You can
uh,
always argue if Lautaro could have, like I've always seen Lautaro to take it in the first, like he always shoot like in first touch. I don't know
hmm.
why he shot like taking a second touch, but
Yeah, his fastest actually finished. I'm actually watching that documentary from Amazon Prime. In case anyone wondering, it's the Argentina. It's a documentary on Argentina. They are like road to
Qatar.
Qatar. Yeah. So basically, they covered like Copa America qualifiers, and like I'm on the third episode so far. And it was interesting actually. Like it reminds me some of the interesting game actually. Like for example, that game in La Paz, Bolivia. They won after
15 years.
15 years. Yeah. That was an interesting game. Lotaro did actually played an interesting role, and I was actually wondering like what happened to this player in the World Cup. So yeah, basically this is how the team, both of the teams look like, and actually we predicted, like both of us wanted Di Maria on that squad actually to get the advantage of the this space, like space leave behind Mbappe and Theo Hernandez. Um, yeah, sort of like that actually. But what Scaloni did actually, he started Di Maria like we wanted. Probably he saw us in the Twitter, um, and then he played him on the right side of the uh,
French
uh,
defense.
yeah,
Hmm.
French defense. Yeah. So basically, this is the defensive shape. If the France teams goes on an attack, this is the build up there. They started building up, like getting the balls. They always like try to win the balls there. This in this sort of areas around this circle actually, either from this side or this side. And yeah, when they're pressing up, they're basically creating sort of like a 4-2-4 situation
Hmm.
um, with those players, like attacking threats. But here's this difference actually, like even without a man down, because Di Maria was not actually tracking back. Alvarez and Messi was like tracking, like pressing up those two players, like Chumeni and Rabiot. Theo was trying to support Mbappe, like he's taking up positions there. Mbappe was there, but the thing is that the ball was not actually going there because normally they try to do like they switch the play or like make a 1-2 in the middle and then switch the play to go on a quick counter attacks or something like that. Or if like the teams are actually trying to explore this area on their left, the French team's left actually. The thing is that like if they stop them and anywhere, they just go on attack, and it's easy to go on attack from there. I guess like that was the thought behind playing Di Maria on the left, because Di Maria is always like try to take on defenders, and on that process he will lose the ball, even though he lose the ball,
That's the
and
other
it will
side.
be that is on the other side. So like you are either have to go on the long ball. Molina was winning it. Mbappe is not good in on the ball, or like Romero is stomping on basically sometimes on Giroud either or Mbappe. Basically, he was he was just a beast whenever like they're making trying to play long balls. And deep ball, he's basically the bodyguard. So yeah, that was their problem actually. And another thing is that, like we mentioned in our last videos, um, like when we were discussing about like how like France teams actually looks like, we were discussing about different statistics actually. Um, and I actually had a how can I say uh, hand-on pen and paper drawing of Griezmann's passing range. Basically, he loves this area, and this area around the circle, like a big circle, towards especially towards the right, because you can see the whole pitch there, and he tries to play either 1-2 with Zero and Dembele, and by most of the time he actually, if he receives the ball, he has a tendency to go pass the ball towards the right, towards Dembele. And if Chouameni is progressing or is in a progress position like this, then he actually plays 1-1 and make a switch and open up Mbappe on the final third, and that's why actually Mbappe was looking really dangerous in this World Cup. But with Argentina, he was not up until that penalty because of that change of the shape. Because Enzo and McAllister, they were in a sort of like a, how can I say, rotating duty on Griezmann, and Griezmann could not do. Actually, he could not get that space he was getting before, like even with England. Like I mentioned that like he was getting like at least like 2 years or 1 year space, and that is actually too much for a football player. So yeah, do you want to add anything?
No, no, no. Let's go with your observation first, and I might have to come back because I was not really paying attention. But go ahead.
Mhm.
I just thought this is the first team that faced France that created, because Griezmann always is a weapon for France, is a vital weapon or vital
He
solution.
was,
I should say
y-
solution.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Argentina is the first team that created him as a problem. uh,
That was actually Scaloni is doing so far in this whole tournament. He's making everyone's like weapons as a how can I say waste of space and time or something like that. That is like really cool and really
yeah,
cold.
he was getting overloaded on the midfield, and Griezmann
Yeah,
wasn't sure if he's going to cover, and obviously
yeah,
Dembele was switched back, ping back by Di Maria's movement, because
yeah.
Kunde wasn't dealing with. Dembele had a really, I feel so bad for the
Yeah, because for Kunde, if he goes with him, and then there is like
space
sort of
for
like a,
McAllister, even
yeah,
Julian and Messi.
yeah, sort of like this like 3v2 or sometimes like 2v4 situation. Even though the Rabiot is dropping, it's like
and
3v3, and
and
like
because
if you are playing against these three, like at least like Messi and Alvarez, and three defenders are not enough actually.
yeah, and also just mind you that Theo Hernandez is not the best in defensive duties. One,
Yeah,
and also Griezmann, he was not sure if he's going to drop back and plug which hole because he's not sure. And he can't really move forward. And if he can't move forward, France were outnumbered by Argentina's midfield, and they didn't actually track on the white side much, unless Theo Hernandez was getting forward. De Paul was dealing with it. Other than that, Mbappe threat was diminished significantly, and also Griezmann threat was gone by confusing Griezmann which hole to he should step on because he was not doing enough.
no. Another thing is that like if all those players are gone and there is like left only space for Dembele, and he has to like track back as a fifth
Unlike
defender
unlike
or like a winger. Yeah.
Mbappe, he was tracking back, but he didn't really help.
No, Mbappe, I have seen so far like I don't know, like Messi still has like I mentioned like he engaged in the game in a sort of way like no other players sometimes, or ex players or analysts sometimes noticed, like he actually pressed quite a few time and like gets the ball,
Forces turnover. Yeah,
yeah, forces turnovers or
Mbappe
stuff
is
like
not
that.
that.
No, Mbappe is not that like, but looks dangerous whenever he was getting ball in between the line, and
Yes.
because of these three players, there weren't any sort of line. It was sort of like a zonal marking sort of situation. Yeah, in the next phase, actually, what happened actually, like when Argentina was getting the balls, basically they are winning the balls around this sort of area, actually, like around this big circle. And France team actually cut off, like by they actually split half in two. Like these three players, Mbappe, Giroud, and sorry, Mbappe, Giroud, and Dembele was taken off, and
Out of the game.
and
Yeah.
yeah, they were actually out of the game. Theo, I don't know, like he was
He was
really
as
confused.
confused.
What's
He was very confused.
Yeah, he
What to
was
do?
really confused, and because of him, actually, Rabiot, that like he was not sure where to go. He was basically like following Messi, but Messi was not actually in the game always. So like he doesn't know what to do most of the time, because like there are space to explore, and there are midfielders they can actually push up. For example, without like sometimes Deepal was attacking, then Enzo was covering this area, and sometimes Enzo was there in the attack, and Deepal was covering. So most of the Dybala was there actually. So whenever that happened actually, and they are actually playing the ball there, and so it's like shifting that and creating 1v1 situation, and then explode this like central area of France with like all those players. And there were few shoots actually. We will go there like when we will show the statistics, that most of the time they are actually shooting in the first half right in front of the goal, and that's why Argentina looked actually a whole lot of like a dangerous team. um, and yeah, basically they are it's sort of like a chess game, like they are taking out players without
Yeah,
like.
but there, France is also a little bit lucky that Argentina could have actually scored 3, 4 goals on
Yeah,
the first
in the
half
first half
itself.
it could have been actually over, because there were, I guess, a few shoots from Enzo. He was basically sometimes like uh, hiding in this area in between the line whenever everyone was pushing up. There was huge space in front of him, which is left by Griezmann or any other third midfielder or something like that. So yeah, he took two shots for like on the edge of the box, both of them target, but it was, they are lucky. It was like straight to Hugo Lloris or something like that. So yeah, that was basically in the first half, and Giroud came off. I guess he was changed with. Let me check.
Uh,
Actually, forgot his name.
Colomwani,
No, Colomani came for
uh,
Dembele.
Marcus Thuram.
Yeah, Thuram came in. Um, yeah. So uh, let me just change it a little bit.
They actually put Thuram on the flank and moved Mbappe a
Yeah.
little bit inside.
Basically, they were trying to create overload on the wings, but without any striker or something like that.
So Muani, Wani.
AO or CO.
I think K.
Yeah. But what happened after like 60, 70, 75 minutes? Like basically, Di Maria was taken off. Um,
Acuna was there.
yeah. Yes. So yeah, Aquina was coming as a, how can I say,
Sub.
fourth midfielder or something like that. He was basically playing
Winger.
winger, as a winger or something like the left midfielder or something like that. And yeah, Colomwani and just sorry, It's not so many. Mbappe came in there. Mbappe was basically running in this half.
Free zone,
So
yeah. So they
yeah,
they try to bring him back in the game by moving
yeah,
him to more centrally between the lines,
yeah,
like
yeah,
half lines.
exactly. Yeah. And I guess like Griezmann was taken off by Fofana, right? Or Kamavinga.
I think Griezmann was Fofana, and Kamavinga came on for Theo.
Okay. Yeah, Kamavinga came on for Theo. So yeah, Nabi was taken off because of the head injury. I guess like Fofana was playing there. Um,
Rabiot always looked injured on that game. I mean, even from first minute, he looked like he had a crash.
Actually, he was injured. Actually, he was
Sick.
like yeah, he was also sick. So Coman came in actually instead of Griezmann.
Yeah.
So what France actually did, basically, they were after like 60, 70 minutes,
It's almost like
they
four
were
to four.
basically, yeah, they looked like a 4-4 situations. Coman was getting the ball there. He was trying to create, try to run behind there. Kunde was pushing up sometimes, and Kunde actually was joining the attack. Varane and Upamecano was there. And another thing is that with the change of Di Maria, they actually
Dropped back a
Argentina
little.
actually yeah dropped back a little and let France play, especially in their half. And another problem with that actually, there were hard tackles on Depaul, and after a few tackles, actually he did not actually look well, and and he should have actually taken off like 65 or 7 minutes,
Yep.
but eventually it happened actually. Prades came
But
in.
Paredes came in after in extra time.
Yeah, yeah, but I was just putting it, but it should have been actually a little bit earlier.
Yep.
But problem with that actually, they were creating sort of like a 4-4 situation and like throwing the kitchen sink, sort of similar to that
Netherlands.
Brazil game. Uh, No, actually, it was Brazil game. Netherlands was like a little bit structured because they did sort of situation. They dealt with that sort of situations before.
Yeah, but I'd said 4 to 4 Netherlands was playing too because they're putting the Van Dijk,
Uh,
Wake Forest, Luke de Jong, and who
yeah,
else?
that guy who scored actually
Yeah, Wake
for
Forest or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Weghorst. Yeah, but with France team, actually, it was a little bit different because one of those players are like switching positions, and they are trying to explore those spaces a
Areas.
little bit. Yeah, left behind by the defensive line. Um, so far, Argentina looks sharp, but whenever they like let everyone like play the game and in the France way, and they try to sit behind, they suddenly looked vulnerable. There was and with yeah, well, that was a silly how can I say handball on the foul on the box from Messi.
I wouldn't say silly because he was beaten by pace by Colomwani,
He-
Otamendi. He lost that.
yeah, but he could have actually dealt with the ball actually before, because before the first touch actually,
I know, but
because
you thought
Otamendi was yeah,
he
Otamendi
might
was
not make
ahead
it
of me. Yeah, but
because
yeah, like
the Muani was very fast and physical, and obviously
yeah,
Otamendi is not fast.
no. Actually, Lisandro would have made more sense. I was surprised not to see him at all.
Yeah, I think
But
Scaloni got lucky by getting the
but
result.
yeah, exactly. And then another thing is that like
The
Otamendi,
fourth center back could have been even what's the Bournemouth guy?
uh,
Senesi.
Petzela,
Senesi.
can I say?
Yeah, he could have been because Petzela was bad whenever he came in this World Cup.
Yeah, 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 true. But yeah, like Montiel came in, right?
Montiel
Uh,
came in extra time. Yes. No.
yeah,
Yeah,
in the
extra
extra
time.
time.
Yeah.
Extra time, yeah. But the thing is that like that change actually Paredes to deep ball should have actually happened before, like at least in the 60 minute, because like they are trying to create blocks, and who is actually better than blocks in other than Paredes actually. um, and he was actually stomping on all like Thuram and sometimes on Mbappe and like whoever actually getting in
Or
this
even
area.
Paredes, Guido Rodriguez would have made sense because Guido could have just
Yeah,
helped on the back line by going into win headers.
yeah, and also like McAllister could have actually like he can play in every position, so like
Yeah.
he could have actually switch in this area and also like try to block Kamavinga from like those deep lying passes. But yeah, like I don't actually agree. But for 75 or 78 minutes, Argentina looked solid because they did not actually let
I think that
France.
penalty changed it. The moment the penalty happened.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it did, and what a brilliant goal from Mbappe, the second one actually.
Yeah.
Um, it was wow. He was well. Uh, it was a one touch finished, and it was a one touch half volley or something like that because the ball was bouncing. It's like hard to shoot on those sort of
Yeah, it's
things, and
a
it was like, so
takes
perfect. Yeah,
takes a lot of skill to put it on
yeah,
the far net. But um, yeah, if the first goal never happened,
mm,
second goal wouldn't happen.
no, not at all. And another thing is that like they looked like some of the players looked a lot tired. Also like from France side as well. I guess like that was that was the reason that basically France actually could not actually come back fully. They could have actually there was a momentum. I want to show you its statistics actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, as you can see, position wise, actually, Argentina was letting after that actually 78 minutes. They let France to play, and yeah, if the spike is actually like going upward, is like on favor of Argentina, the position actually, and if they're going downwards from that line in the middle, it's in the favor of France. So as you can see, like for first how many times, yeah, uh, up until like there were few random moments, like two, three, four random moments actually from France. In the attack. Uh, yeah, there was like this shot on target, off target.
I think
I
that's
guess like
the
the first
first shot. One
was
target
from
was
penalty.
penalty. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, like up until that actually, like as you can see, like 75, like 78 minutes, France was not even in the game, and after like 90 minutes in the extra time, like 9 minutes of extra time, uh, they were still trying to come back because there were still like substitution that never made, but they were actually trying to create some good chances there actually, and they did came back finally with that goal. And in the first half of that game, actually was in first half of the extra time. It was actually interesting from Argentine point of view. As you can see, there were like constant attack from Argentina. Um, yeah, and after they scored that first goal, they were actually like the third goal from Lionel Messi. Um, they were still actually on the game, but that yellow card on like Parades actually changed a little bit the game. Uh, and Montiel also um, was booked. So France was started to like grow on that right side of that area, and finally claimed a penalty from the set pieces. Also, like Coman was playing really well. So yeah, that is so far the attacking threat, as you can see. If you am I missing anything?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and basically after that, actually, like it was a free flowing game from like
And
end
after
to
that,
end.
it was end to end. Yeah, because
It was actually like nobody even can say what is going on and stuff like that, and
very little
everything
control.
is happening. Yeah, everything happening in like so fluidly and so randomly, and so that if you see that
I almost think if instead of Lautaro Martinez, like if say for example somehow if they have got Dybala, would probably
yeah.
Argentina would have finished the game.
Yeah, actually, they finished the game in the during that actually second half actually because they are schooling France basically the whole time, and whenever Aquina came in, he was actually sitting a little bit deeper, and then actually like Kunde got chances to go
Go up.
with like Koman, and suddenly they looked dangerous, and both of their forward like Colomwani, he was running in the half space. Thuram and Mbappe basically switching position, and they are running. One of them were running in the half space actually, and that actually creates a little bit how can I say space in the middle as well. So yeah, they looked a little bit dangerous. That's why I guess. Um, yeah, and what a goal actually! Like, I guess like a penalty. I guess three goals were scored from penalty. Oh yeah, I just need to mention. Upamecano was actually passing the ball towards Mbappe with his hand, and VAR actually did not check it, and they actually gave
On
penalty when
from the
Mbappe
corner.
was
You
trying
mean
to,
the
yeah,
third
from the
third goal?
corner, yeah, just before the third goal actually,
Yeah,
that
that
corner
was
actually
hard.
came, yeah.
Hard to miss. I don't
Uh,
know how they miss it.
yeah, actually, normally, what happens like if bar saw that actually, like they actually call back referee that he might have to have a look on your decision or stuff like that. That is how actually everything proceed. But for some reason, they were in a hurry to take the penalty, and Mbappe scored first hat trick on the World Cup final since Joe First in 1966, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. But other than that, actually, like one goal from Mbappe and that Messi flick, and that Di Maria ended up scoring that goal. That was, I guess, like it was worthy to watch. Like to wait or something like that. Finally, to happen these sort of moments, and you watch actually you pay that much money. I saw people were actually buying final tickets on like over 5,000 euros or something like that around this number. uh, so yeah, I guess it would say I would say like it's worth the money, worthy of the money.
Yeah, but personally, which one is your favorite goal?
um, well, I would always pick the team goal, so Di Maria. And what a tournament he actually, not a tournament, like what a career he's having. I don't know if he's retired or something
Not
like that.
yet.
He
Not
told this.
yet.
Oh, okay. That's cool because he scored, I guess, like only one, uh, yeah, first player ever to score in the Continental final, on the World Cup final, and also in the what is Olympic final as well. So
Yeah.
mm, that is actually like too much,
And you can
what a career.
also say that he was the best player on that La Decima win for Real Madrid.
Of course, he was actually. He was their driving force towards like
So he's a man of
semi-final and final.
finals.
Yeah, and if you remember, there were actually few finals he were actually also doing as well. For example, I guess like that Mourinho won Copa del Rey or something like that.
Yeah.
He was a crucial part of the team as well. So yeah, like what a career and what a guy. I guess like everyone was too much focusing on Messi. I guess well that also well deserved. But if you remember that article from Di Maria, Into the Rain, into the what was the title actually? I forgot. Uh, yeah, something like Into the Rain, into the field, or into the something by Di Maria right after that Copa America final. He was basically saying that like he tried to play in that World Cup final, but he could not because he was told that like he will be sold on that summer. To Manchester United, to Bengal. um, yeah, that. But finally, he has the chance to play in the World Cup final, and what a game he had actually. And whenever he is getting the ball, he was actually basically. It feels like he was actually speaking through the ball or something like that. And whenever like his first touches was like so brilliant, um, like he was taking out Kunde or Dembele right away. And actually, Messi's penalty actually came from him as well. So, what a game he had actually, and it is well deserved. And yeah, and but I'm also like not how can I say? I can understand as well like how hard to shoot like if the ball is bouncing, just like Mbappe did on the first touch. So it's a sort of like apples and oranges, but I prefer the Di Maria one.
Okay.
Do you want to add anything else tactically?
No, not
Uh,
really. After 78 minutes, like when France started to throw some kitchen sink, and people were thinking they might get the momentum, but they didn't. The reason for that is they didn't have much it's almost similar as Netherlands. They didn't have much of structure to move the ball forward, or the pattern of move the ball forward. It was all happening through center backs or wing backs. Just put the ball up there, and try to take an advantage. So whoever wins the first ball, second ball, was getting either attack or counter attack. That's how it's happening.
yeah, yeah, and also like there are players like Thuram and like Kolomwani, both are like really muscly player.
Yeah.
They basically muscled, and sometimes Fofana was like playing towards the middle. Like, he was basically muscling towards. So yeah, it was really a physical game, and I don't see any technical genius. I so far saw some interviews from some ex-players, and they are saying like Deschamps came back or something. It's not like Deschamps came back. It's basically like Lionel Scaloni let his
Deschamps.
foot
Yeah.
yeah like off the gear or something like that.
Yeah, I
And
wonder if Scaloni was thinking twice of taking off when Di Maria could have stayed for another at least few more minutes because he was still looking very alive and very sharp.
yeah, true.
Even
And
in the
also like
second half, if you remember, Juan Alvarez shot was saved by Loris. He shouldn't have to save, but anyway, that was Di Maria was cutting inside and just putting the ball on plate. It was a tough angle for Alvarez, but still, Di Maria was looking a lot alive. I think the idea was to protect next 30 minutes, but I don't know.
no, it's like protecting for 30 minutes is like too long in a game, and it could have actually
You could have
ended
given the
in 90 minutes with like
momentum to the others.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it did not happen basically because it's not a club game, and those players, and especially those, how can I say, um, the combination of players, they never actually played together. That is another reason, maybe, that France could not came back fully, like they could not get ahead of Argentina. I guess like it would one of the sort of reason, like nobody knows like what is exactly the reason, but I'm guessing.
Yeah, and also the players tired out. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
Varane was taken off.
what a midfield
Literally his leg
what
gave
a
up.
midfield performance from Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo De Paul, and
Yeah,
Alexis McAllister.
yeah,
They were just running riots for most of the game.
yeah. And in a way, it's a well-deserved win. But you know, if you like think about like a Messi's points of view or Messi fans' points of view and stuff like that, like, oh well, if it is the how can I say, best ever final, and Messi crowned it at the end, I guess like that actually cemented, like everything for like I don't know next few generation or few years. I don't know, but yeah, like if the how can I say greatest of all time debate
Why
came,
there is point of even greatest of all time? There is no point of debating it even because the people who are
it's like
debating
either
is
Maradona
uh,
or
come
Messi
on.
or something like that.
Look, people who's Iniesta said it. People who doesn't see Messi as the greatest of all time, he'll find an excuse. So there is no point of saying that. Uh,
You
uh,
can also like found excuse for everyone, but the thing is
exactly.
that like with Messi is that like is he like that
And who cares?
Valdano.
Who cares about these guys? Who says someone else is
Yeah, exactly, and also there's this thing actually from Valdano who played against Valdano, right? Or Burjaga, I forgot. He said that like Maradona was not Maradona every day, but Messi is Maradona every day.
that's Valdano.
Uh, Valdano, yeah, okay.
But anyway, let's. Why you would argue someone stupid like Stuart Robson or Shaka Hislop or someone from Talk Sports? Why you have to talk about? I mean,
Funny
does
thing is that like
hold
before
God.
like let me finish. Before that final is like, yeah, if Messi wins, maybe he's like he will be as if like he would never
Who
win or stuff like that. And when he
as
won
if
it,
Michelangelo cared about
yeah,
what people think about it. He created art. As if Van
yeah,
Gogh cares about
yeah,
someone Bojo talking about his arts. Doesn't care.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true actually.
their
Uh,
artwork is there. Their work is there. You know, if you are not,
yeah.
if you're ignorant enough to not see it, good for you.
Yeah, true. And another thing is that like when you think about like consistency, nobody was actually that consistent. And we are talking about like a player who own the Ballon d'Or, like not the Ballon d'Or, like the Golden Ball in the World Cup, uh, like 8 years apart, uh, which is like crazy if you think about that. And it is like the last 8 years of his career, even though if he stops playing, like right away, like right now, uh, like it's like right last 8 years. So, and before that, he already have won four best players in the world, like Ballon d'Or or
You
stuff
can't
like that.
you can't. They're coming with an excuse. Maradona played in worst pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Maradona got fouled too. I understand that. True, very true. But if you're saying Messi was not fouled in Copa Americas or the qualifiers, you didn't see it. One and second is that right now the tactical um, discipline is more. Any average team can pose more less space and very disciplined against a very good team. So Maradona, I understand. He was genius, but he would have got more space than Messi. So you can argue here, you can argue there. There's no point of
if
arguing.
if you remember, what can I say other than that? Yeah, uh, basically that is a quote from my friend. So yeah, basically he was saying that um, that Cruyff team, like in 1974, they are basically passing around the whole area like this, like from here to there and like this. And whenever they are going like 30 or 40 feet near the goal, they are actually chased down. And like they are getting space, all sort of space in this sort of area. I have seen Pele's playing, and they are
You
getting all
you
sort of
you can't.
spaces,
That was
you
almost a
know.
different sports. You
Yeah,
you
exactly.
cannot really
Nowadays,
compare.
you cannot actually get the space, and if you get the space, actually, Messi, Ronaldo, and these sort of players actually could have like scored from half away. You know,
Yeah.
uh, that is actually so.
And even the rules were different. Say
Yeah, of course.
if the keeper, if we're not doing anything with the tactical board, can we switch to conversation?
Yeah.
But uh, I remember in Pele's time in 60s, 70s, if the keeper had the ball and if the attacker can kick the ball, that was not a foul. Like he can dispossess the keeper's, like the ball from keeper's hand. So the rules were different. Now one can argue in a greatest of all time. Now go back into 1800 something when a Bengali guy was leading Mohan Bagan to win against the entire Scottish and British regiment and stuff like that. Was he a bad player? I don't know, but it's a different sports.
That is true. I guess that
But
you are
why it
mentioning
is
the
actually important? That's what I'm saying. Michelangelo doesn't care. Uh, I'm pretty sure his grave doesn't care. His artwork doesn't care. If you go there and appreciate the art, Leonardo da Vinci, does he care? I don't know. What's the point of saying that he was the greatest artist of all time? No point, because
yeah,
someone else might find name any other artist maybe better than them. Uh, just because it's personal opinion, nothing else, and personal connection.
yeah, also true. And also like it depends on generation. Like for example, that our generation actually create sort of like that's sort of like a psychological thing, like everything is like sort of rating based, because like whenever I asked a friend, that's how I actually judge people. Like whenever I asked a friend like about movie, normally they actually goes through like IMDb ratings movies and stuff like that, and they
Yes.
actually like do stuff like that. And uh, if I want to watch a IMDb rated movie, I can actually open it IMDb page by myself, you know. So that is the thing about like rating based culture. They always try to find like how can I say greatest or great or stuff like that,
Yeah,
um,
exactly. Is everything
and
in
that is
numbers?
actually and also like that is actually like how can I say our generation is getting um like they are becoming parents these days, and that is another thing I have noticed actually, like our younger brothers, cousins, or like a nephew or stuff like that. They are now thinking about like Erling Haaland and Mbappe would be the next Messi, Ronaldo, stuff like that, and one of them will be like the next goat or something like that, and
Like as if goat produces every effing 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and another thing is that I remember Johan Cruyff's comment about Lionel Messi few years, like when he was alive. I guess like it was 10, 12 years
Hmm.
ago.
Hmm.
He was basically saying like, the talent of Lionel Messi what we are seeing right now, it's like sort of like a generational talent. You can see only like if you are really really lucky, like some people are like really lucky who can actually see, who saw Diego Maradona on his prime and Lionel Messi in his prime, um, and some are not like us. We never have seen Diego Maradona like in '86
I
or
have seen a
something.
little bit 90. Yeah.
Yeah, but you are older than me, so
Yeah, but as a kid, I don't.
yeah,
Now you can all. The good thing about Diego is you always have video footage.
yeah,
But then again, when I saw, say, for example, Ronaldo, the Fenomeno, or the Ronaldinho, was I watching through the more educated view that I have today? No, I was. So
yeah.
my my viewer view of the game has changed.
Yeah, and exactly. Another thing is that, like, for example, this passion we had with Argentina team, I mentioned like in our last episode. It started because like we saw certain players playing. Like some people probably have seen like Batistuta played. Some people saw Canegio was running on the corner, like faster than everyone else. Some people saw like I remember Ortega, and I can actually like uh, relate to that actually. And I told about that red card. So yeah, some people can relate to that. And nowadays actually, like if it when I look back or stuff like that, and I can actually like see in a little bit different view and
Exactly,
stuff like that.
exactly.
I don't have that much, like I like with Messi. I still have because like he's still playing, and sort of like
But
I
but
was
Messi is an
growing up with
anomaly.
Lionel Messi. Yeah,
He's an anomaly.
yeah,
Like whatever you thought, it's actually true because he's a genius. But not with everyone. That is true.
yeah, exactly. And IQ that is have like when you like how can I say when you think that like okay, we have seen enough of Lionel Messi, he produced something else. Like
Yeah, and
he changed the
constantly.
entire concept of free kick
Uh,
taking these
no,
days.
no, constantly he's surprising. Even for 18 years, 17, 18 years.
17, 18 years, yeah, exactly on the top, on
Still,
the very very top level. And we are
exactly.
talking about like he can still win the Ballon d'Or, and probably will win. Uh, like again, and this is like just crazy, like 18, 85, 18, 18, 16 years on the top level.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Nobody has seen that,
No, no,
at
it's
least now.
actually
And talking about Haaland or Mbappe, they might have numbers, but they're not as
yeah.
aesthetically good. You're not
No,
seeing.
no. See, I have seen enough of Mbappe so far. I actually wrote an article about Mbappe before he became Mbappe, like way back in Monaco days. And so far, what I have seen actually, like my article was true. Uh, he's sort of like if Thierry Henry start playing in this era, he would have
Or
actually
Dennis Bergkamp.
exactly.
I would take Dennis Bergkamp.
Dennis Buckham is a little bit slower than
No, no, but
Mbappe or
it's
Rory.
like Ericsson, uh, like there is a lot of IQ on that brain. Like that's what I'm saying.
Mm,
Thierry Henry,
yeah,
obviously,
mm.
he's a brainy player, but yeah, no, you're right. It's actually better skillful player is Thierry Henry, not Mbappe.
Mbappe still have to reach that actually Ori level because I still remember whenever Thierry Ori was getting the ball, Premier League defenders they were basically like I don't know what would have they do actually
Yeah,
they were
I used to love Robert Pires for good 2 3 years. He was unplayable in
yeah
in that
yeah
midfield.
yeah
So
yeah.
yeah,
And whenever Warriors getting the ball, I still remember like players are like trying to hide their knees because he can go both way. So does Mbappe, and that is their actually strength. And what like those who actually never have seen Thierry Henry at his prime, then like yeah again then it goes back to like okay yeah you have not seen Maradona at his prime or stuff like that.
or Ruud
This
Gullit
sort
at
of
its prime. Yeah,
yeah
so yeah,
yeah
exactly.
yeah exactly session will come, but still like if you so far what we have seen from videos and everything like Mbappe still in has to like
Let's go a
yeah
long
he
way.
still yeah,
And also,
a
right
long
now,
way.
he's 23. He has pace. He didn't have any major injury. Those things
Mm.
will come when the age starts to roll in.
Yeah,
But
normally it comes after like 25 or stuff like
26,
that.
yeah.
If you 25, 26, and around this time, especially the
And
pacey
also the
defender.
ego. That's another part.
Uh,
Uh,
that is true actually. What about his comment on South American football?
well, we have
It's
probably
so
talked a long time ago.
yeah,
He was not speaking. That shows he doesn't have any knowledge about sports in the outside of the Europe. So,
yeah. He played against an African team in the semi-final, and the South American team on
and
the
also
in
got
a
beaten by an African team, Tunisia, as
yeah.
well as Argentina, which is South American team. So I guess he got his answer, right?
Yeah, true. There is nothing more to add actually in the note. But speaking of what he can do, like so what he did actually, he has a like a brilliant team in both of the campaign who actually backed him. Like that team has like Prime, Conte, and Pogba was like brilliant. Griezmann was doing whatever he's doing, and he was scoring goals. I guess like he scored
A-
5 goals
And he
like
has Giroud always to support
yeah,
him,
and Zero was like a sort of like a how can I say it?
unsung hero. No matter how
Yeah,
many goals Giroud scores, there will be never hype about him. But
no. Well, with Zero, it's I can understand. It's like some players they know never get into that actually hyping situation and stuff like that. I guess like it also depends on like which clubs you have so far played or stuff like that. And Arsenal is not like you know. I guess like
Arsenal,
uh,
he played in Chelsea, right?
before that he was in Arsenal.
Right.
That Scorpion King,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scorpion King, Scorpion should just for myself. But what I'm trying to say, so far what I've seen, like from Mbappe, like he has a brilliant team. Like any of those players actually can be replaced, and they still can actually. They did actually in the final. They did come back. They replaced those players. He has a brilliant squad backed him up, and he scored actually. He's a good finisher as well. But with like this that sort of debate, you have to push a little bit further yourself. For example, with Lionel Messi. Well, Argentina squad is not that
Hold on.
actually.
Are we really comparing?
Um, no, I am not comparing. I'm saying like where he has to go uh, so far. Uh, and with Lionel Messi, 8 years ago, that team basically did not. They have actually players, but they could not actually. They have a like really compact midfield, like with no creativity. Um, Sometimes like he's getting balls from Banega, but
Eight
other
years
than
ago,
that, there,
there was no Panenka.
yeah, Banega played or not? Oh
No.
no, Biglia was playing. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah. So
and
like
even Biglia was not
no,
starter. He was
Biglia
a
is not
more of
a
a,
create, not at all. Like
that team was
yeah,
defensive and it was basically Fantastic Four up front, but then again they looked really tired. Then there's Kun Agüero coming from injury, Messi had
yeah.
injury, Di Maria obviously got into injury, and then who
Yeah,
else?
Higuain was basically.
Higuain, you wish he had an injury, but
Well, yeah, so basically he pushed that team actually up towards final, and basically he was man of the match on like fourth of that occasion, if you
three,
remember,
four
three
at
or
least.
four,
Yeah, yeah.
3, 4 or stuff like that. Then this World Cup he was like five,
Yeah, and then he
and
has given one in Alexis McAllister.
so far another thing I want to add, like what people can actually like differentiate those like like quality of the player. He played in the same team with uh, Kylian Mbappe and Neymar. Like with club and country, he so far played 29 game uh, in this season, and I don't want to go to the scoring and stuff like that. He's still scoring, he's still assisting, he's still making key passes. But amongst those 29 matches, he was actually the man of the match in 23rd of occasions. So that tells like the level he is setting. He's already set, and now
Look,
now it's like way beyond everyone,
who is
And he,
comparing? Those who are denying Messi or haven't seen Messi or not
yeah,
Messi
like
fan.
they want anyone else but
They
Messi or
anyone
stuff
else
like that.
exactly, and they'll glorify
Yeah.
Mbappe's penalties as well, as if he's the
Yeah.
only one who scored penalties.
Yeah,
Nobody
if
else.
Upamecano was not like trying to be a hand of God or something like that, then he would have
Yeah.
actually get the penalty in the first place. So
Do you think that's a hand of God or it's more of a volleyball flick?
I guess like it was,
It's a fantastic volleyball
it,
flick if you're in the front there, you know.
yeah, it was sort of, I guess, like how can I say, um, because like he was not even looking at the ball, he was just like pushing his
James
head.
LeBron, yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So he was just passing with his head like a basketball.
But yeah, to be honest, this silly conversation comparison,
Yeah.
I don't buy it. You know, Lionel Messi has won everything in the world, every kind of competition for club and for country, and
No, he still did not win Euro.
Europa League.
No, Euro.
But no, no, no. You're not. We're talking about that he can
No,
face.
joking.
Yeah.
No, I was joking.
Whatever the competition he can face, he has won everything. That
Yeah.
includes even Olympics, under 20 World Cup. You know, just to compare to him, you know, you have to then win everything. I guess it's a team sports, but now if you're comparing anyone with him, you have to win
No,
everything.
see, even with all those trophy, like we are talking about a player, right? If
Who
Messi,
dominated?
yeah, if Messi doesn't even score a game, he still becomes man of the match. And how is that possible? Like he's still better than other 22 players, or like with subs. I don't know like how many subs. Like other 21 players in a single game. He played over 1,000 game, and he was man of the match in like 350 of them. Like 340, 350. I don't know. Remember the whole.
Only haters
But
will find a way to compare.
how come like how like
I feel
let
bad
me
for them.
let me give you an example like of these 29 matches. So if the 29 matches happen, that means at least like he has faced like 29 into 11, uh, that number of players at least, uh, and with his teammate 29 into 10, that's like 20, sorry, 290 or 300, more than 300, and like with all those players, like so it's almost like 600 players more or less he's played with or against, and amongst those 600 players on those 29 games, he was named man of the match um 23 times, and that is like the late of his career, like last years of his career uh, just started. And how can you explain this?
Well, they cannot explain, so they will hide it, and they'll find someone else like Joe Footy, whoever it is, to compare because he scored a goal, so they're equal. Yep, makes sense. He scored, he got a, and the other thing I am getting a lot is that Pele won 3 World Cup. Pele did not win 3 World Cups. Pele won two, and two
Yeah.
of them were carried by the great one is Great Garincha. The 1970 Jorginho was at his level best. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about as if Pele was playing in a team that he was carrying. No, Pele didn't carry any team.
No. And that's why
Even not
like
Sylvester
people
Stallone
are
on that movie that Pele played.
yeah, even like that's why like people prefer Maradona over Pele, because like with that team, Maradona was something else. Like whenever they needed actually something else, Then Maradona came. Zidane almost did it, even with his all those qualities and everything. In 2006, that France team was like really, really average.
But
Anything creative coming actually
but
from
then Zidane only did it in like second round, quarterfinal,
yeah.
semifinal, a little
Semi-final
bit,
was like
not much.
yeah, not much. Yeah,
Yeah, but and final he just ruined it, whatever he did.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So he almost did it, but still, like this is we are talking about like in a top
Levels.
level,
Yeah.
yeah, levels. So, and I don't know like who has so far won it everything. I guess like if Ronaldinho would have played like 10 years, he would have been there actually on that level.
Mm, yeah. Never happened.
Yeah, and so many players could have actually done it, but it never
Well,
happened. Another thing is,
there is potential,
yeah,
and there is output.
yeah, yeah. And with him, like so far what we have seen, like forget all those goals, like that pass against Netherlands,
And Croatia.
uh, and yeah, and also like Croatia, the dribbling, like
Dribbling in the past too, because it was also nutmeg.
yeah, yeah, also like with his right foot, so-called weaker foot or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
and also he scored the last game, almost match-winning game of the World Cup final with his right foot. So yeah,
yeah.
and his first goal was also in the right foot. So people say him as a left-footed, not a bad
Also
right
he
foot
was towering over Rio Ferdinand to score on the Champions League final.
in the header.
And he was only like 5'7", and Rio Ferdinand was like I don't know 6'4", 6'3".
But anyway, these things, I don't, I don't, I enjoy it when people are comparing him to someone else every second day because I guess they're trying to hold on to something very tightly out of the hatred. I don't know. I kind of I kind of enjoy it because he's he's won everything. He's done everything. S- Even though football is not all about numbers, you cannot deny his
No.
numbers. You cannot deny his display. You cannot deny his football IQ. He can play anywhere and pop up anything. So there might be chance that we might see him at 39 years of age, which would be a little stretch. But you know, let him enjoy. He's a
Why
world
not?
champion. He's happy.
Scaloni, Scaloni already told him. I guess like for serious note, like Scaloni's contract has been
Renewed a long time ago.
yeah, it was like up until next World Cup, right?
Yeah, for now.
For now, yeah.
The whole team,
So
not just Scaloni, whole team.
yeah, and actually it was like important that team
And they
actually
actually,
will
if you
stick together.
see, they have already started on the qualifier. They have included a lot of young players, such as
Mm.
Matias Sole, like
Garnacho?
players like no, not Garnacho much, but there were like Thiago Almada was already been there.
Mm.
They were incorporating those young players. I think Garnacho
Uh,
was called one on few occasions
yeah,
too.
yeah, he was there with that Mascherano team. I guess like under 23.
But
I don't
they were
remember.
called as to practice with the national team. So this is
Yeah,
already they've started the teamwork and the environment. What is the thing? They just wanted to give them the exposure, I guess. And now I think they will start a new cycle.
another thing is that like some players, especially I've been actually, if you remember, like I've been talking about Enzo Fernandez way before.
We both were, yes.
We both were like thing is that like what we have seen from Enzo Fernandez, we like he was basically 19, 20 at the time when he was now 21.
No,
Yeah,
it was a 20. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So like a player how like he's like
So mature.
yeah, so mature. I when I first saw him on that river jersey, I thought at least he's like 24, 26 or something like that, because nobody was like getting out of his like they're pressing in numbers, especially that Boca game. It was unbelievable pressure if you like play in South America. Like,
The guy has a knack. He's a immensely, whenever whatever the role you give, he can play that as like he can make it look like very natural. So he's a very gifted player.
yeah, true. And like for me, it was important. Like I was talking about, like in a way, like if he doesn't even play in the World Cup, and if everything else was going right, even though he's not playing, that sort of scenario, he was important to be included, because like what I've seen from him, like he's sort of like the future of this team. Like especially we are getting
Future
a
core, future leader.
yeah,
Yeah.
Simeone sort of player.
No, nah, I don't think Simeone.
No, not in that, like how can I say, skill set, but in the leadership and everything.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, and another thing is that, like I want to mention, he's I guess like right now linked with
Liverpool.
Liverpool, and I guess like they're preparing a bid for 87, and Arsenal fans are like basically buzzing. They want want him as well. So yeah, Benfica will, for sure they will get some reward, and
Oh
he
yeah,
was sold only only for like 20 million or
I
15.
think
I
15
don't remember.
million plus. For,
15,
yeah,
15, yeah,
yeah,
plus five add-on. Yes, something.
yeah. No, I'm just waiting for Barca to come in, and
No, Barca will
no, no,
link
no.
with everyone.
I know, but what they will do, they'll just rise the price.
Mm, yeah, true. But Barca cannot afford him anymore.
Yeah, they could afford 55 million for Ferran Torres. Yeah,
Well,
but
no,
anyway,
let's not go there.
uh,
Oh, another thing I want to mention, actually, like like I have seen like footages from like Brazil, as well. Like there are so many Messi fans there, um,
oh yeah,
um, and also like Brazilian Football Association actually invited Messi to like
not
how can I say,
Brazilian. It's more of a Maracana, like Rio de Janeiro.
Maracana. Yeah. So like like invited him to, like how can I say, collect his footprint or something like
Yeah,
that.
for the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
Hall of Fame, yeah. So yeah, it's a good honor, actually. Like Maracana, it is said to be the, how can I say, the
one of the
stadium of football. Like,
historic and yeah, historic stadium of the game. Yeah.
yeah, true. So it's a big honor. But what I'm trying to say, like, I've seen the footages from Brazil. So many, like, of my colleagues or my friends from South America, they are also like cheering up this fact, but they are
That
not
never
from
ever
Argentina.
happens. That never happens.
No, no, not at all. So, and like when we were talking about like Copa Libertadores, and the crisis that those teams are actually, like club teams especially, yeah, were going through. I would say like it will give them some sort of like like a hope, or like a sort of, I don't know. Like for me, it I like I think I'm thinking about this sort of things, actually. For example, like few, like only like 1 year or two ago, actually, Sao Paulo like was in like serious money crisis and stuff like that. Like,
Look,
and
Brazilian football has a lot of money. Now has a lot of money. Argentine football doesn't. At this point, they are going through almost like 195% of the recession,
95,
inflation.
yeah. Mm.
So yeah, it's. I don't think that will give any good indication on the South American football as a whole, because that area is not as powerful in terms of money at this point. So it's a money game.
And another thing is that, like, I mentioned that actually because I have seen there's this guy YouTuber, he actually put, I mean, Argentinian stock prices, which is like rising right now. So that's why I was actually.
Yeah, but then again, if the inflation happens, I mean, how the clubs can afford any players or the good
That is
players.
true, actually.
Yeah.
That is true. So, like, don't you think it will, can I say, give a boost towards South American football or something like that?
Not really.
Because last time, South American team won, I guess, like 20 years,
That didn't
yeah,
give
20
any
years.
boost.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I don't have any other topics at this point. Uh, Feel free if you remember anything.
Not really, but there are some talks going on with like transfer rumors and stuff like that, but mostly rumor. Because
As obviously just fresh from World Cup, right? Whoever done well, like
yeah,
Guardiola
yeah,
and
yeah,
Enzo Fernandez,
yeah.
and good thing that City went and bought Julian Alvarez. Otherwise, it would have been costly now.
But yeah, yeah, I remember you were talking about like your exact quote was that I remember that he is sort of like a Neymar level talent.
Yeah, after
That,
Neymar, it was the most because Neymar was obvious talent. That's the
yeah,
last talent came from, and Julian Alvarez is the after Neymar is the most sought after player that is coming to Europe from South America.
yeah, true. But yeah, like I want to add a little bit like we are going to talk about like club football in soon. Like today, I watched a game, Liverpool versus Man City. Man City won. Basically, Liverpool is out of the um, cup game, I guess, like, Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup, yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, but thing is that like I am still, like in that World Cup.
Yeah, me too. At this point, because of that crazy, obviously the tournament itself was in moments was dramatic, and obviously that final
Yeah.
leaves me still. Kind of still consuming it. I'm still going back and watching it and seeing different kind of viewpoints. Say, for example, I didn't see that Paulo Dybala came in 100. I know him for penalties, but he came and saved a tackle at the last moment from
Yeah.
Mbappe, and also
Yeah.
he talked about how he was going to shoot the penalty, but Emi came in and said just shoot in the middle, don't shoot on the side because Loris is driving. So he just basically listened what Emi Martinez said, and that's how he scored. So those insights, those little smaller things that you don't really see pass by, and I'm still consuming those, and it's hard to concentrate on other thing that might be coming. We might switch to the club football, and we'll go back to the Lautaro and Lukaku's Inter Milan, who didn't have really good World Cup at all. But yeah, still kind of consume it by the World Cup.
Yeah, so am I. But soon, actually, like everything will start at, I guess, like Premier League will start from Boxing Day. I guess
Yeah,
like other leagues will probably from New Year. I
New
don't
Year,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But it's still, like too early. I guess like what I'm seeing like today's match. I don't know. Like some players, they are still. It feels like they are still in that. They could not actually get. How can I say? Not in the good
For
way.
forget about some players. Ask Salt Bay how is he feeling because he was salting everything in the with the World Cup. That
I
was,
was so surprised to see him there.
and then I
Another
saw a
thing,
video of him and Infinito, and then it made sense.
okay, and also like he was trying to basically grabbing Lionel Messi to take a selfie. This is like so crazy things. And another thing, I guess like Argentine players, they did not give a like damn about him because like like Argentinian foods are basically based on like barbecues and stuff like that. They eat those sort of things every time, and basically they always put salt and nothing else,
Yeah,
and sometimes pepper maybe,
yeah. We
but
have to try it asado.
Asado, I was actually looking for the recipe today.
Yeah, I've already seen that before World Cup, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like I would do that, but thing is that
We
like
have to do it in Argentina though, or Uruguay. Otherwise, you're not making a good asado.
um yeah, actually like in 2024 that Copa there is a Copa America there. So in
But
I don't know like if
that
it,
is
it will
supposed to be happening in US and Canada, probably.
really well then some other times actually
Well, well, at
because
least
I think
there's a rumor. I'm not 100% yet.
yeah.
Because Ecuador is supposed to held it and they just moved away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I want to visit South America on that year, so maybe with
Mm.
football or without football.
Yeah, just yeah, we have to do it.
Yeah,
But
but I don't have
other
anything
than
to
that,
add.
I don't have really much to say.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's sort of like a tactical analysis and then
And then it
complete
came me back to
nothing.
Salt Bay
Salt
and
Bay.
asado.
So yeah, I think we should ever actually start the with Salt Bay first, then actually move to tactical analysis, or
Salt
sometimes
Bay.
like Salt Bay tactical analysis, Salt Bay tactical analysis. At
Cutting
least
the
we
meat
have
in
actually,
half.
yeah, and we would have actually have some viewers and stuff like that.
Uh, Salt Bay. I mean, what the guy was doing there.
He's trying to solve the World Cup. So
Goodness gracious me. Did he? I don't know if there's any footage of him grabbing Mbappe or something. That would be salty because he just lost the final. Um,
I guess like I saw Mbappe with like the French president, like
that's the other part. Why he has to
yeah.
go like 3 or 4 times? Like I can see one. The French players were really.
And I guess like I have like for me it felt like he was like Mbappe was a little bit annoyed. I
Everyone
guess like
was. Everyone was. Why he has to be there?
but
Leave them alone.
yeah,
I can
exactly,
understand
like
one
you don't
time.
want to talk with after that sort of match you don't want to talk with anyone
You
like
don't
they
need a
scored.
father figure. That point.
Yeah,
I mean, if
also
you
like
want to talk to someone,
if
go and talk to Putin because you had a good relationship with Putin. Go ahead.
thing is that like he scored a freaking hat trick in the world on the World Cup final, but
And
still
he
on the
still
losing
lost.
side.
Why he
Yeah,
needs your
how can
words?
you like how can you be or how can you
And
explain
yeah,
that situation or
I
breakdown, or
guess he can
how can you
explain because
empathize?
he could have said, we used to be friends, me and Putin. We used to have very good relationship. Now Putin doesn't care about me. He just throw stuff. Leave them
How can
alone.
you like this is like so unique situation, nobody can actually be in his feet, or like how can empathize a player like that actually. It's not possible, but uh, that is also like I guess like Frank Lobov was
I
saying
think
also the same thing.
Solbe and, and Macron both were playing a part, each half.
but but best part of the celebration or the after World Cup, how can I say, footage was like those footages of Kun Aguero,
No, there
especially the drunk
nothing bigger than Emi Martinez one. He has to be the first one. It's nothing bigger than that.
the dance or
No,
uh,
after the gloves he got.
he was doing that on the Copa America as
Well,
well.
this is him. This is his character. He's out of out of this world. Um, but yeah, there's some celebration in Argentina. People are still celebrating. It would have been really nice if
Not only in Argentina,
outside of
if you
Argentina too.
remember,
Yeah.
not outside, even in Berlin, like I went out actually finally. I probably texted you. I could not sleep that night.
Yeah,
Uh,
is it happening even today?
no, no, not today.
No,
I
that's what
was
I'm saying.
sleeping.
In Argentina, it's happening even now.
Uh, no,
Um,
I don't think so. But I don't know. Like if Argentine, like nobody can like write a full stop on. on
Yeah.
Argentine what they're doing or something like that. I saw freaking tanks on the street. It's like, okay, what is that? I saw like a guy was like hanging on from the beach, and he was jumping on the bus, and another guy was like dropping on
Yeah,
the
it's
street
crazy. It's
directly.
nuts.
This is like nuts. And same things happened in Berlin actually, like in on the Berlin Gate, and around this area there were like probably thousands of Argentines was there. Not not even like all of them are Argentines. I guess like
Some
from Peru, Venezuela, like
South
those guys
Americans
also. Yeah, South American. Yeah, basically they just got a excuse to
celebrate.
celebrate probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes
So
sense.
yeah, it was a fun thing to see. How can I say?
Even South Africa, there was celebration. Uh, so yeah, this is nuts. Everyone wanted Messi to win.
Yeah,
Uh, but other than that, yeah, I don't want to drag this.
me neither.
Uh, so
Maybe we should actually name this episode like a Salt Bay special or something like
we'll
that.
do that.
Salt Bay season.
Solvay versus Macron.
Who is better?
who's who's after the game antics were better or more annoying?
I actually saw in the on the ESPN Frank Leboeuf was saying that Macron was like he was rushed into the dressing room even after the semi-final win, and he was actually like bringing probably Thuram or someone else like Lilian Thuram, like some other guys, and basically he was like, oh come on, let's talk about talk with the players and stuff like that, and he was like so into this sort of situation. And
If you
sometimes they don't
remember, there is
understand that.
a documentary on 1998 World Cup winning. Jacques Chirac was the president, and he used
Yeah,
football to gain the popularity. I think Macron is doing the same. He's playing politics, nothing else.
yeah, he's doing that actually, because there is a rise in right like a
Right
right
wing.
hand side, yeah, right wing
Let's not
in
talk
France.
politics here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, on
yeah.
that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching, and if there is any comments or please let us know how did you feel about the final. We'd like
Yeah.
to see some comments and any
or
kind of
or
questions.
even how do you feel about Solvay or Macro or anyone?
Exactly. If you have seen some crazy videos that we haven't seen, please feel free to let us know.
Yeah, true.
Okay. On that note, we'll wrap it up. Thank you, Shudipta, for not sleeping and joining the Berlin Wall celebration. But also, still kind of, it was fun for the World Cup to cover. It was our first World Cup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, it was fun, actually.
Yeah. Hope you got some fun too. Thank you, and yeah, bye for now.